Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today to talk about holiday marketing for 2022. It's hard to believe that it's already the end of September and the height of the holiday season is right around the corner. But thank you for joining us so we can talk about that today and learn how to plan and prepare so we can make the most of it and really increase our e-commerce and online sales this season. Today, there will be two of us presenting. My name is Natalie Brownell, and I am the Content Marketing Program Manager at Domain.com. We've also got Chantal here. Chantal, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Chantal Johnson. I'm the Brand and Social Media Program Manager, and I'm going to be going over a couple of tips for your social media marketing holiday campaigns.
We're really excited to dive into the material with you today. We had a lot of fun putting this together, and we hope that you might take away some insights that you don't traditionally find in your more staid marketing materials. So our marketing webinar today is also recorded. You'll be able to find this recording on the Domain.com blog and YouTube as well. Those will be available within a week of today, September 28th. Alrighty, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started so we can cover the material that we have for you today. So today, we're going to be looking at the importance of holiday marketing. We're going to talk about how to set up a framework for your marketing plan, how you can identify your ideal customer and target audience, talk about a seasonal holiday calendar, what dates you should know and be planning for, how to set some SMART goals around your marketing plan, the different tactics and offers you can use to support your plan, and then deciding on your marketing channels so you can take your message out there and make it public. We'll talk about different social media holiday campaigns and look at some ideas and examples and go over a holiday marketing checklist that you can refer to throughout the season to make sure you're staying on top of the tasks that need to be done by specific times. And then we're going to wrap up today just talking about 10 holiday self-care tips for business owners because the season isn't entirely about sales, obviously, and we want to make sure that we're helping take care of you too, and that you're not forgetting about yourself as you get really invested in your marketing and business endeavors. But before we do, we'd like to go ahead and just take a quick poll. So if you wouldn't mind going ahead and answering, we would love to know how comfortable you are with marketing. Is it something you have a lot of experience with? Are you a natural? Maybe you're new to it, but go ahead and answer the poll. And that way we'll have a better idea of how to approach the material. Alrighty, it looks like our audience doesn't have a lot of experience with marketing. Perfect. We're really excited to go over these details and teach you how you can create a marketing plan. So let me go ahead. Alrighty. And we can jump right in and start talking about the importance of holiday marketing. So right off the bat, you know that the holiday season is one of the busiest online retail seasons. If you invest in your holiday marketing now, you make sure that you get the right message in front of the right people at the right time, and that's going to help increase your potential wallet share, or as we like to refer to it, your piece of the holiday pie. And when it comes to your e-commerce website, it really doesn't matter if it's your main source of income or if it's your weekend passion project. The holiday season does take on extra importance. It's normally known as the season for family, friends, those we love, but it's also about cutting through those carols to increase your bottom line in this busy retail season. Deloitte, they say that 87% of Generation Z expects to be inspired by social media for holiday gifts. McKinsey reports that 47% of shoppers need holiday gift ideas. These are really, really basic things that you can take into account as you go through and plan your holiday marketing. In 2022, there are a few challenges that we're facing that we haven't in years before, such as the pinch of inflation. Salesforce, a prominent tech company, predicts that this year's online sales won't exceed those of last year, which is going to buck the net positive trend we've been seeing for the past few years. November and December totals are expected to reach $1.12 trillion worldwide, with 265 billion of that happening in the United States. So that's still a pretty decent holiday total revenue that you can participate in. And the other thing to keep in mind is that due to this inflation, there is a predicted drop of orders that total 7%. That number may not seem like a ton, but it actually is when you consider the total volume of what's happening in online stores and sales during the season. So, being mindful of the current economic situation, how should we go about maximizing this holiday season for your business? We're going to do that by creating the framework of your holiday marketing plan. So, a solid foundation prepares you for success. A good marketing plan serves as the framework for building your customer relationships and gaining mind share in a cluttered digital landscape. Not only that, but it directly contributes to influencing positive customer and client actions, such as increasing completed purchases, getting them to subscribe to your newsletter, or whatever action you would like them to complete. But a great marketing plan does all of that as simply as possible. When it comes to marketing, you have to remember that the heart of it comes down to humans building relationships with other humans, and we do that best when we communicate effectively. So, we're actually sharing with you a framework for a marketing plan that we personally use. And you are more than welcome to go ahead and take a screenshot of this. We'll also send out a copy of this deck so you have it, and it'll also be on our blog if you'd like to refer to this in the future. But this is a pretty I don't want to call it bare bones because there's a lot of detail here, but it's a very condensed and distilled marketing plan that really doesn't give you a lot of room or wiggle room. So you're very, very focused in what you're going to be doing and the tactics that you take to market. When we look at this, we want to keep in mind that your holiday plan it's going to speak to your brand, your mission statement, and your ideal customer. I apologize for that noise, folks. I am working from home and I do have some pets in the room. So for this holiday marketing plan, we're going to start with a mission statement. Your mission statement speaks to the heart of your business and your brand. For us at Domain.com, that means in our marketing efforts, we're trying to create engaging content to provide customers with resources, motivation, actionable information to get online, create that secure branded digital presence to enable your success. And what are the objectives that are going to help us reach that? Certain things like increasing brand awareness, consideration, improving customer loyalty and engagement. But all of these objectives that we have here lead back up to our primary business goal, which is attracting and converting target prospects while we retain and support our existing customers with our content. And then once we have that, we want to think about how do we know that we're successful in our efforts? To do so, we have to identify certain KPIs. That stands for Key Performance Indicators. As you can see, for each of our objectives, we have corresponding KPIs. If we want to increase our brand awareness and consideration, we have to do things like increase our external content shares. We have to grow the number of platforms that we publish content on, and we have to see net positive subscriber growth. So all of these are very directly correlated. We are not going for anything that involves the mental gymnastics to justify. And then we are looking at our strategy. And our strategy can be summed up in three main things. You want to educate your audience, you want to motivate your audience, and you want to convince them. The first one, it really speaks to building trust. Its value lies in its helpfulness. When you think about how you want to motivate your audience, it's that type of content and the messaging that pushes them towards converting, or it retains them as a customer and keeps them coming back to your e-commerce store, and it really connects with them on an emotional level. The convince part of the strategy, this speaks to people's rational interests and their intelligence. You want to use facts, you want to use figures, and FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. And then at the bottom of our plan framework, we look at our channels of focus. While these are the channels that Domain.com uses, yours may be different. And this marketing plan, it's good to use for holidays or any other marketing initiatives you have where you need to create a framework so that you can prove that you're working towards your goals and towards success. After you do that, you're going to want to identify your target audience. So why is that important? We hate to break it to you, but your e-commerce site, as great as it may be, isn't for everybody. Some folks are going to love what you offer and they'll turn into your repeat customers. Some are going to be able to appreciate what you offer, but they're not going to commit to a purchase. And others really just won't be interested at all. And that sounds a lot like dating, doesn't it? So it's true in business and really all relationships. Not everyone is going to be your cup of tea and vice versa. To really figure out how you can drive the needle and increase your online sales, you're going to want to figure out who your archetypal customer is. Who is your ideal customer? And you're going to want to develop a persona so that when you create your marketing messages, you know exactly who you're speaking to and how to motivate them. There are certain questions that you're going to want to ask yourself as you're going through this process. You would like to know what problems and issues are they facing? Do those correspond with the problems and the issues that your products, your services, or your business solves? Really verbalizing that and putting it down on paper or online, taking notes, that helps you determine what type of customer is going to need your solutions. And then you're going to want to think about your ideal customer's demographics. That includes their age, their income, their marital status, their interests, and even their geographical location. If you are selling winter equipment, that's not going to matter to somebody who might be located near the equator. You're going to be wasting a lot of time and a lot of effort if you're getting the wrong message out to somebody whose demographics are completely incongruous to your ideal customers. And then you want to ask yourself, what would your ideal customer value and what do they hold dear? What are their goals? This is going to inform and influence the words that you use in your messaging. And then really the last thing you want to consider as you define your target audience is what would their objections be to purchasing or using your service? If you're not thinking about what people's objections are going to be before you encounter them, then you're going to be off to a rocky start when it comes to countering them and having a fruitful discussion that leads to them wanting to do business with you and continue doing business with you. So really try and anticipate those. It just gives you an upper hand in marketing and sales negotiations. After we look at our target audience, we're going to want to take a look at the holidays we have coming up. And just as not everyone is going to be your ideal customer, not every holiday here is going to matter to your customers. So you'll want to go ahead, take a look at the ones that are upcoming, and select the ones most relevant to your audience. October has quite a few. Yom Kippur is going to be very important to certain folks, but perhaps not to those who are celebrating Diwali. National Cat Day on the 29th, and Halloween can be pretty universally celebrated. And then you also have certain monthly themes, with October's being breast cancer awareness. November, we have daylight savings time that's ending. We have Veterans Day on the 11th, Thanksgiving on the 24th, and then we really see the kickoff of the online sales, offers, discounts, all of the noise that's going to happen online that you're trying to cut through. Um, as a smaller business, or maybe if you're just launching your website, it's going to be really hard to compete with businesses like Walmart or Kohl's or Target that have giant marketing budgets, and their customers truly can run the gamut of your single homeowner, single renter to a large family. But to make sure that you are getting your share, just remember, focus on that ideal customer and target audience. For November, you also have the monthly themes of Movember, men's health, and then holiday prep and shopping. December, we have quite a few good holidays in here, lots of celebration focusing on families and gift giving. It's the height of the holidays. Think about charitable giving, think about goodwill, and how to engender those feelings in your audience, so they associate positive things with you and will want to continue doing business with you. And then we've got the new year. It's a time of new beginnings, of resolutions, and it's also a time where we can celebrate many different cultures. So there's a lot going on, but remember, not all of these holidays are ones that you necessarily need to participate in. It won't all make sense for your business or your customers. And if none of these holidays fit, don't worry. There is always Festivus for the rest of us. December 23rd, no planning required. You'll just need some friends, an aluminum pole, a desire to compete in feats of strength, and come prepared to air your grievances. Alrighty, so now we have a framework, so how we can think about things with our mission, our business goal, our objectives, our KPIs, our strategy. That's the overarching plan. Now we're going to start talking a little bit more about the nitty-gritty and how you can define your specific goals and the holiday marketing tactics that will support them. When we dive into this section, we're going to start asking ourselves a few questions. What actions do you want your audience to take? For example, are you going to want them to complete more purchases instead of abandoning items in their carts? Do you want them to subscribe to your email newsletter? Whatever action you want them to take, when that's successfully completed, the marketing term for that is called a conversion. You're also going to want to think about how you can possibly influence those actions, and how do you know if you've succeeded? What is your measure of success? When it comes to measuring and gauging success, please remember that bias has no place in data or data analysis. Vanity metrics are not actionable and they're not going to help you succeed. So you're going to want to figure out what are the integral data points that tell your story truthfully. To start to identify what those are, we're going to look at SMART goals and measuring success. So, SMART goals. You'll want to define these prior to diving into your tactics, because by doing this, it'll actually help illuminate what tactics you'll need to develop to achieve your goals. Now, SMART goals are specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound. When you're talking about specifics, you just want to get granular. Measurable, how can you quantify success? Achievable. Let's see. Did you seriously just create your first e-commerce website and genuinely expect to compete with Walmart this season? That is a prime example of the opposite of achievable. You're going to want to keep it relevant, keep it focused, and time-bound. Include some kind of measure of time in your goals so you know when to stop, measure your performance, and figure out if you are performing well or if you need to iterate on any of your marketing plan or tactics. There's nothing wrong with having to iterate, by the way. It's rarely going to be your first time taking something to market where you get all of the elements perfect. Again, marketing is a human science. You are talking to other people, and sometimes it's nuances and refinements that are going to get you the results you want to see. So a SMART goal, the example we have here is on Black Friday, I'll increase my e-commerce sales by 20% over last year by using social media to prompt my followers to visit my site for the following exclusive 24-hour deals. 20% off my best-selling goods, including discounted or free shipping, dependent on purchase size. So that is incredibly specific. There's not a lot of wiggle room for interpretation there. It tells you exactly what you're going to be doing, exactly how to measure it, and when it's going to be happening. That is a lot more helpful than something like, I want to leverage Black Friday to increase my e-commerce revenue. While at first glance that may seem like a great goal, it really doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you how you're supposed to accomplish it. It doesn't tell you how you know if you have accomplished it, or any of the other elements that a SMART goal has. This is really the fun part, where you can let your creativity shine and connect with your customers and build those relationships. And this has to do with your holiday marketing tactics and your offers. When it comes to your holiday marketing tactics, remember that money talks, but it's not the only thing that matters. Don't limit yourself to sales or discounts. A little creativity can go a really long way. Gift guides. Those are a fantastic way to grab your audience's attention, and it leads them directly to the action you want them to accomplish, which is purchasing X, Y, and Z products for X, Y, and Z reasons. To the right here, there's a screenshot. This is actually from Gwyneth Paltrow's company, Goop. And this is a little screenshot of various gift guides that they offer. Shoppers on average buy for at least 8 different people, and those relationships can be as diverse as coworkers, family, extended family, ex-in-laws. There's so many different relationships people can have, so get creative with the type of gift guides you offer, especially if your products and services make sense for this. You can also offer things like gift wrapping for free or nominal fees for your discounted shipping. And you can do certain things like make that dependent on a purchase total, which can incentivize somebody to do more business with you than they might have without seeing that offer. Think about providing value. Tips, tricks, and advice are always welcome. If you're a spa owner, show people how they can pamper themselves during a stressful season. Share holiday recipes. Does your great grandmother's roast turkey dinner still get served on Christmas? Well, can you share that recipe? Let your audience know that you're human too. You can run holiday photo contests. You can add bonus amounts to gift cards, promote holiday events. Your tactics are endless. Get creative. That's the best advice we can give you. And test. If something doesn't work as well as you expected it to, that's okay. Now you know. Now you can change the elements that didn't and make sure it performs even better next time. Now that we've talked a little bit about our tactics, our channels, our what we want to focus on, and your marketing channels really are where your audience are going to see your messages. You want to be where your customers are. And where are they? They are online checking their email. So if you want to communicate with them via email, use a professional email address. Google Workspace is a great option. It allows you to have your email address match your domain name. That supports not just your branding, but it gives you recognition in the inbox. And that actually increases the likelihood that your message is going to get to the right person instead of landing in spam. Text and SMS messaging continues to grow in popularity year over year, and Gartner reports that 98% of them get opened. 98% is an incredible number for a result in opening messages. So it gives you a lot of potential for people to see that and then continue taking further actions. You have your website. Your website is going to be the heart and soul of your brand online. Sure, there is also social media, which is vitally important. I don't want to discredit that at all. But your website is what you control. It's not a platform owned by anyone else. So you design that as needed and as fit for your business and your brand. And if you're joining us today and maybe you don't have an online store or a website, you can always get one with Domain.com and actually get a free domain with the purchase of hosting. So there are some details here on that for you. And if you have any questions or want to talk to us about that, you can always send a message at the end. And so the other one here, social media. This is a wonderful, wonderful thing for brands and businesses. And at this point, I'm going to pass this over to Chantal so that she can share her expertise with you.
Hey everyone, a lot of great info from Natalie, a lot of research and valuable information, and really something to keep top of mind here, especially with social media marketing, is that at the end of the day, the brand is humans marketing to other humans, connecting, engaging. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to create a social holiday campaign. So if you're ready to get social and rev up your marketing efforts during the holidays, just remember, it is a competitive time of year for business owners, but you definitely have the tools to succeed. So just consider the types of content that your audience will be looking for throughout the holiday season and really what resources you have to work with. So at the end of the day, all you really need is a camera and a little bit of creativity to kick off an engaging holiday campaign that gets the attention of both current customers and prospects. And you can see here that we are talking about holiday planning at the end of September. 31% of consumers will start their holiday shopping before the end of October. So now is really the time to sit down and think about your holiday campaigns for social media. Okay, and this is just a couple of ideas for social holiday campaigns. There are definitely many more than this, but these are just the top 6 that you typically see for small and medium-sized businesses. So some examples here are promoting seasonal sales. This is probably top of mind for most business owners. Think about offering an exclusive deal that captures your audience's attention. People are definitely going to be looking for those discounts during the holiday season, especially with, Natalie did mention, inflation increasing this year. So that is definitely going to be top of mind for a lot of customers. So consider creating a seasonal sale in addition to a dedicated landing page where people can click on your, whether it's a paid ad or an organic social post, they can click on that link and that will bring them to a landing page specifically for that special offer. And that is, of course, a really great way to track visits to your website and see who is clicking on those ads. And then second, we have charity and brand activism. So according to data from Jungle Scout, most early holiday shoppers are inclined to buy from brands that engage in activist projects, whether it's sustainable, eco-friendly practices and local sourcing. Example, frequenting a local business or being a local business. And then, showing the employees how they're treated well, they're compensated well in the company if you do have employees working for you or business partners. And then, of course, spotlighting any charitable contributions or volunteer work that your company is participating in. So really important during the holidays, like Natalie mentioned, it's not just about sales, it's also about that charitable part of your business. And then number 3 here, highlighting your best sellers. So Natalie again did touch on a holiday gift guide. So this is a really great way to show people what your best-selling goods and services are, depending on what your business is. So, ease of use. It's a very busy season. the more resources you can provide for your customers to make their shopping experience a little less stressful is key here. And then number 4, just kind of keeping it light, just consider asking a couple of engaging questions. So maybe starting a social media post with a festive conversation. So we're going to go into the next slide after this and just talk about an example of maybe a fill in the blank question you could ask for a holiday, multiple choice, anything you can do to really create a meaningful connection with your customers or prospects is ideal. Most notably, just to have that one-on-one personal human engagement, but also as a bonus, reactions and comments on social media indicate to the algorithms built into each social platform that the content you're publishing is engaging. So that means that you have a post with a lot of engagement, you're on there as a business owner commenting and replying to comments. The algorithm is going to see that, and your post is going to be shown in more news feeds. So engagement there is really, really important, especially around the holiday season when it is so competitive. And then number 5, holiday giveaways. So if you are feeling generous, this is the season. So hosting a holiday giveaway, it does show your customers that you appreciate their loyalty, and it's a really great way to reward them, whether it's with a physical item or perhaps a digital discount. This is a great way to just really tell those customers that you appreciate them following your social media presence and supporting your business at the end of the day. And then number 6, Natalie also did mention the hustle and bustle self-care. So you want to take care of yourself as a business owner and your colleagues and your audience too. It's a really busy time of year. People have got a lot of things on their minds. Consider listing a self-care, having a list of tips for a social media post, or even maybe if you're feeling really bold, just taking out your camera and hosting an Instagram live session and asking your audience how they might manage the hustle and bustle of the holiday season. It's a really great way to get a meaningful conversation started with your audience. Okay, and then last but not least for social, we do have a couple of examples here. And again, this is very, very limited, but just to show you a couple of ideas to get your creativity going. For example, for Halloween, you could do something like, for Halloween, I'm going to be a blank. That is more of a universal holiday than some of the more niche ones. So we always love seeing pictures of people in their Halloween costumes from years past. So a really great way to start an engaging conversation there. And then for Black Friday, this ad in particular, this social post is pretty straightforward. It's got the 50% off. It's got, free shipping. We're having a sale. It's got a link, a trackable link at the top. So this is very straightforward. I would just say for your business, go ahead and you can either take more of a straightforward approach here, or you can get a little bit more creative. Just make sure that whatever ads you're publishing or posts you're publishing, especially during this time, align with your brand voice and your vision, but at the end of the day has that basic information. Again, it's very competitive, so the deeper the discount that you can offer, sometimes the better. But just, make sure that it's true to your brand at the end of the day, and that you're able to track whatever traffic that you're driving to the website. You're able to keep tabs on that at a later time and see how much traffic these ads or posts have generated to your website. And then here we have a gift guide. So again, Natalie did show that example from Gwyneth Paltrow's company Goop. Again, this is a really great way to just encourage your audience to take a look at your best-selling products or services. A social media post leading to a landing page with a gift guide, again, is a really great way to ease the stress of the holidays and make shopping a lot easier for your current audience and your prospects. So I have Christmas down here, but this could be applied to virtually any holiday coming up. Just, like Natalie mentioned, just go ahead and pick out those holidays that you feel would resonate most with your audience.
Awesome. Thank you for your insights on social media, Chantal. And if you
Yeah.
guys don't follow Domain.com on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, please do. Chantal puts out a ton of great content. And another fantastic aspect about that is it's stuff that maybe you can use for ideas to create your own versions as well. So no sense in recreating the wheel. You can always find inspiration from what someone else does if it's quality material. Alrighty, so now we are going to look at our holiday marketing checklist. So this is just to make sure you're staying on top of what needs to be done and doing so in a timely fashion. As you prepare for the holiday marketing season, there are certain tasks you'll want to do, and think of this as the action items you need to get done by, let's say, mid-November, before the height of that shopping season, before Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, and the rest hit. So as you prepare for these things, you'll want to review and forecast based on historical performance. But if you're new to your business, you just launched your website, your e-commerce store, your passion project, what have you, and you don't have historical data to go off of, don't worry. You're not starting off from square one. I assure you there is another business out there that is in your industry, and they have industry data and trends from previous years. So refer to those to gain insights, and then in future years, you can refer back to your own data. This is the time period in which you'll want to be creating your marketing plan framework, deciding your holidays, setting your goals, your tactics, and you'll also want to optimize your e-commerce online store for this season. That means taking care of all your housekeeping. Fix your broken links, make sure your navigation, your user experience makes sense, optimize SEO, which is search engine optimization. And if you are not that familiar with SEO, we've got a great beginner's guide and technical guide on our blog. You can just search SEO at domain.com/blog, and you can have those. We also have some SEO webinars recorded. They are fantastic. It was led by our SEO marketing manager, and it has a lot of actionable information to really help you succeed there. And then the other thing you're going to want to do on your website is you'll want to actually update it to reflect that it's the holiday season. So maybe that means a dedicated holiday page that has your offers for your audience. Maybe that means updating the images that you use, or maybe changing some of the colors to give it more of that wintry, festive feel. And the same goes with your social media accounts. You know, there's something special in the air this time of year, and that should be reflected in the look of your brand and your properties as well. As the holiday season progresses and we get into the thick of our marketing, you're going to want to keep tabs on your online performance. You're never going to know how to improve if you don't know where you stand. That is as true in marketing as it is in any other aspect of your life. So actively monitor your online performance. It's going to help you recognize issues as they occur so you can address them before they get bigger and they really affect you. Another thing you're going to want to consider is communicating those ship by dates to your audience. Do it again afterwards for the people in the back. Create that sense of urgency, create that fear of missing out, incentivize them to buy now and get ahead of that ship by date, because they're going to want those gifts and those products in before the holiday that they're celebrating. And then after the holiday season, it isn't over. While all of our main actions, main tactics might be done for the holidays, it's still time to review and learn. Make sure you're removing the holiday content from your website, and then dig into your metrics while they're still fresh. If you wait until next year to review your performance, you might forget what things were influenced by other things if you weren't documenting them very well. There's just so much room for error, so go over it while it's still fresh. Give yourself a chance to digest the information, and then you have months to think about it and plan for next year so you can do even better. And Although the holiday marketing season may be coming to a close at that point, you'll still want to keep your customers and your clients engaged because you'll want to be doing business with them all year long. So stay in touch, build those relationships, do so with your website, email marketing, social media. Wherever your customers are, you'll want to be there too. Don't try and spread yourselves too thin, being in each and every channel. Just focus on those channels where the people that use your services, buy your products, be where they are. And then the last thing that we really want to talk about today is making sure that you're taking care of you in the holiday season. It's really easy to forget about ourselves as life gets really busy. We're thinking about our families, making sure our kids have a wonderful holiday season, making sure that we're talking to our parents and extended family and all those people that we haven't seen all year. It can get really overwhelming. And on top of all that, we have our business, our e-commerce, just so many variables and moving parts. Plan your downtime. Taking breaks, it's not a sign of laziness. It gives you a chance to stop and think. That promotes both productivity and creativity, and doing anything thoughtlessly is not good. So plan your downtime. Give yourself a chance to reassess, think things through, make informed and good decisions. Also, define and delegate. Don't risk burnout. If you need help, ask for it. Delegating tasks is one of the best things you can do to make sure everything gets done and gets done well. Remember to breathe. Stress impacts your decision making. It actually physically impacts you. Harvard Business Review reports that different emotions are associated with different forms of breathing, and so changing how we breathe can change how we feel. If the holiday season has got you anxious, try inhaling for a count of 4 and then exhaling to a count of 8. Slow exhales have actually been proven to lower your heart rate and reduce those symptoms of stress. Prioritize what matters. Don't get lost in the commercial side of things. Yes, business is important. You need to make sure that your bottom line is growing, you're taking care of bills, you're taking care of all your responsibilities. But at the end of the day, this is all to support you, a human. Prioritize the fact that we are all humans. We need our relationships, whether it's with our friends, our families, our partners, our fur babies, whatever it is, prioritize what matters. And then eat good food. Good food equals good mood. The best meal to enhance your mood is one that combines complex carbs with lean proteins and colorful produce. So make sure you're eating well and giving your body and your brain the fuel it needs. Another thing is getting enough rest. Every now and again, we can all get away with a poor night's sleep. But what we can't do is make a habit out of that. It's necessary for our brains and our bodies to recharge and rest. And if you forego sleep over and over and over again, that's just setting you up for failure and bad decision making. The holidays are also a pretty emotionally charged time. And if that's what it is for you, acknowledge it. Most of us have these strong feelings. They're very much dependent on our personal histories. Whatever the case may be, don't run from it. Just acknowledge it. No need to dwell on it, but don't pretend you're not feeling what you are. And if you need help, ask for it. Make sure that you are disconnecting. Taking a step back from everything doesn't mean you're a failure. Sometimes life's just that busy. Talk it out. Get someone else's perspective. Not all problems, not all solutions are things you can come to and figure out on your own. So getting an outsider's perspective really, really can help illuminate some things that perhaps you don't see because you're too close to the issue yourself. And work it out. Physical activity. It increases the number of endorphins in your body, producing a feel-good effect in your brain. If you are also thinking about Elle Woods from Legally Blonde, I don't blame you. You may have heard this phenomenon referred to as a runner's high, but any good aerobic exercise can absolutely lead to that same result. So, with that said, If anyone has any questions, please feel free to add them in the questions area on your GoToWebinar control panel. You can also message us on any of these social media channels and contact our customer service reps if you need to. And we're more than happy to help answer any questions you have. And we just want to say thanks for taking the time out of your day to go over your holiday marketing with us. We hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Don't be shy. We are always around. You can reach out to us, ask questions. If you would like some advice on going over a marketing plan, Domain.com is here to help.